guys, it's Biggs. I came back. I was down in PA recently, and I was visiting with some really, really cool people, some dear friends, Karen Haas and Alan Rawlings. Now, you've heard me talk about them before. These two, this power duo, this couple, are an absolutely force to be reckoned with when they're breeding fish. Karen is very, very passionate about West African cichlids. She's extremely knowledgeable about West African cichlids and a lot of weird live bearers and stuff like that. And then with her partner, her husband Alan, he brings in the Central American cichlids as well as his passion for live bearers and stuff like that. And he's collected extensively all over Central America and Mexico and stuff like that. And they just absolutely have an outstanding fish room, which I hope to show you guys in parts in some other videos, because I took an absolute ton of footage down there. But one species in particular that they sent me home with that I was absolutely just blown away was, and it was not a fish I'd heard about it, but I'd never honestly ever seen it. And it's a little archocentrid. It's actually Cryptoheros chetumalensis. Chetumalensis. Ooh, there's a big fancy word. Basically, it's one of the convict types. Now, this fish is really, really new. It's only been in the hobby or described in the hobby since about 2007. It was just when they did the full revision of Archocentris. Now, some people put it in Archocentris, and some people put it in Cryptoheros. To me, I don't really care. It's a super, super cool fish. Prior to it actually being described as chetumalensis, it was actually often sold in the trade as the redfin spulurum. And once you see this thing in breeding dress, you have no doubt in your mind that this thing is totally a different fish. It's relatively new to science, as I say. It's very, very peaceful. Other than when it's actually breeding, it might, bully some of the fish in a tank. But we're talking in a tank maybe 40 gallons in size, and it might bully them. It's not going to kill anything like a red devil or a jaguar or anything, or even a convict cichlid for that matter. So it's actually very, very docile, and it's very, very good. It's a little bit of a digger, so I don't know if I'd suggest it for planted tanks and stuff. But at maximum size, it's only going to be about 4 inches. So it's a nice, easy to keep species. Because it's so easy to keep, it doesn't need that big of a tank. 30, 40 gallon breeder and stuff like that. I threw the offspring into the 160 here with the bussing eye and some of the wild live bears and stuff that I've had brought back from Florida. It's an omnivore, so it'll readily accept almost any aquarium food, your flakes, your pellets, and so forth. Give it a little bit of some frozen brine, some bloodworms every once in a while, occasionally, and stuff like that, and this fish will thrive. Super easy to breed. It's a cave spawner like all the other Cryptoheros or Archocentris types. But when this thing breeds, I'm going to show you a pair in full breeding dress. It is absolutely stunning and totally different than all the other types in this group. Now, Cryptoheros is a very small genera, so some are putting it in Archocentris and some are putting in Cryptoheros. For most of the literature that I'm reading and stuff like that, up to today, I'm going to keep it in Cryptoheros for me. I'm not a scientist, as you guys know, but just for all intents and purposes, let's keep it in Cryptoheros. Cryptoheros is a group of cichlid fishes. They're all from Central America, primarily southeastern Mexico. It used to have 9 species that used to be included within Archocentris, but there's actually only 4 recognized species in Cryptoheros. Chetumalensis, which was described, as I said, in 2007, is from Belize to the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. And then there's Cryptoheros cutteri, Panamensis. Panamensis used to be in a kind of a subgenre and stuff like that, but now they're grouping it in there with Cryptoheros. And then there's Spulurus, which is the other one that's the compatriot to this one that they used to call it the redfin Spulurus, and now it's been elevated to full species status. So let's take a look at Chetumalensis. This is one cool fish, and I'm super stoked to have it in my fish room. Cryptoheros chetumalensis. This actual group was collected by well-known aquarist Mr. Eric Hanneman back in 2006 in the Rio Sarstoon on the border of Guatemala, and it was formally described in 2007 by Schmichter and Soto. Chetumalensis is named after the city Chetumal, which is in the Mexican Yucatan Peninsula. So its territory, as mentioned prior, Mexico, going a little bit into primarily Belize, right onto the border of Guatemala. It's a fascinating species. Here we can see some of the non-breeding dress. You can see the striking similarities of the regular Spulurum, but that breeding dress of that pair is vastly different. Look at the colors, the female in the throat there, the blaze in the dorsal. Very, very striking fish. You can see how loyal they are to their offspring. And this tank is only about a 40 gallon tank, 45 gallon tank, maybe even smaller. And there's probably 6 or 8 adults in this tank, and this pair is taking very, very good care of their offspring, leading them through the environment, You'll see them at another point in time where she's got them grazing on the mat filter to the right. Just a wonderful, wonderful species. You see the other two there, they're kept at bay, but definitely there's no damage to their fins whatsoever. So they can all live fairly harmoniously together. They know to keep away, but aggression is not really all that. So I hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse into this fascinating, relatively new described species. Only seen in 2006 for the first time. It's only been around for a few years. And through people like Karen Haas and Alan Rawlings, myself, and many other dedicated hobbyists out there, hopefully we'll see Cryptoheros chetumalensis for many, many more years to come. I think it's truly a wonderful species. So let's just sit back and enjoy him for a minute. Thanks, guys.